Part 2. Yeah, so Umaga hits John Morrison with the strap, and John Morrison wins by DQ. Umaga then goes along to brutalize John Morrison with the strap, tries to tie him up when CM Punk enters with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He hits Umaga across the head a few times, then he throws him into the corner, does the running high knee, and bulldogs him onto the briefcase. Umaga walks out. Then Todd Grisham comes into the ring and interviews CM Punk, and we get to see some of the cockiness that JR has been talking about for weeks about CM Punk. He says, Umaga's bigger than me, Umaga's stronger than me, but he's not one thing, he's not CM Punk. To be honest, it's not a great promo. He's going to have to do better if he wants to be a regular main eventer. He's not terrible on the mic, but it just wasn't great. Also, Todd Grisham asks CM Punk what his strategy is, and clearly he's been told to say, I don't have any strategy, and be all cocky about it, I just get the job done, etc, etc. But the thing is, CM Punk is one of those wrestlers who always looks like he has a strategy in the ring. For me, that's the great selling point of Punk. He adds a legitimacy to wrestling matches by always pretending he has a strategy. For example, in his feud with Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor, the first match is 60-minute time limit match. He tries to test Joe's stamina by not getting pinned and wearing Joe out. The second match, he tries something different. I forget exactly what he tries, but you get the point. He always has a strategy for these matches, and he actually shows that strategy in the ring. So, I didn't really like that bit of the promo, but that's just me. Then we had Crime Time versus the World's Greatest Tag Team, or as they're called now, the team formerly known as the World's Greatest Tag Team. The artist formerly known as the World's Greatest Tag Team. This was after that random thing on Superstars where Crime Time came in and interrupted for no reason. But yeah, fair enough. Crime Time dominated the star. World's Greatest Tag Team cheat a little bit, as a heel tag team normally does, and hang JTG up in the ropes. Then Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas rather beautifully and rather aggressively work over JTG's neck for some time. Shad finally gets the tag. Shad is rubbish. I really just realised this for the first time. You don't get to see him all that often, but he was rubbish. I did a pathetic power slam and then an elbow drop. It was just terrible. He goes for Fugnificence, but Shelton Benjamin gets out of the way and hits Pay Dirt. And I was just thinking when I saw it, wow, I haven't seen Pay Dirt in so long. And then I was thinking, wow, that's because Shelton Benjamin hasn't won a match in about 6 weeks. When was the last time Shelton Benjamin won a match? I want that information. Someone find that out for me. Yeah, this was just, it was good to see Shelton win. I don't feel Shad really sold Pay Dirt very well. Then we had our second rubbish women's match of the night, Layla versus Eve Torres. This one's even worse. They start off, in just like a woman brawling way. What is that? They're wrestlers. They should be actually wrestling at the start of the match, but they just pull each other's hair. It's a load of rubbish. Layla works the back and stuff. It's just it's just a terrible match. The match ends when Layla hits a running crossbody. Eve Torres rolls through. Yeah, this is the end of the match. Eve Torres rolls through and just picks up a lateral press, and for some reason Layla can't kick out of that, even though the referee takes about 2 seconds to even start counting the pinfall. So it's not even like a fast count or anything. It's like a 5-second count from a reversal of a crossbody. Come on. Then we have a Jericho Edge promo. They seem to love doing these, and I would too, because they're just the two best guys on the mic. Where Edge goes, listen Jericho, tonight you're going to listen to me and do exactly what I say. Jericho goes, I don't listen to anyone, I'm just, you can fuck off. Just wrestle this match on your own. I'm done. I'm not going to come with you. And then we have the main event, Jericho and Edge versus Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy. We start off with an Edge promo. Another very good promo by Edge. I really enjoyed this promo. He's talking about... He says there are 2 words to define Jeff Hardy. he says wasted opportunities, and then he makes a sort of, he says Jeff Hardy had an opportunity to pick the stipulation for their match at Extreme Rules, and he went and picked the one match that Edge made famous, and you know, the one match that Edge has won more than any other person, and then he makes some of the juxtapositions between those two people. He says, you always make the highlight reel, but I always win the match, which is totally true. And he says, you're always the perennial challenger, I'm the champion. You waste opportunities, I'm the ultimate opportunist. This was all very good, and JR even said, Edge makes some great points. Then Jericho's music plays. He no-shows like he said he was going to do. Edge is surprised. Rey Mysterio comes out. Rey Mysterio's doing his thing with the fans where he touches, you know, the masks with them. This was just a great moment, I thought, and he does it to the last person, and the last person attacks him, and Chris Jericho, he takes his mask off and just brutalizes him, throws him off the guardrails and slams him on the concrete. Don't know quite why this would hurt as much as it did for Rey not to be able to compete, but it was still very good. I enjoyed this segment immensely. The only problem with this segment, I really did enjoy it. I think it builds up to their feud very well. I like the fact that Jericho's wearing the mask. I think psychologically it's all very good. But it did mean we had a handicap match as the main event, which sucks because it's all a bit, you know, it's a bit Raw, and we don't want anything to be like Raw. The other thing was Jeff Hardy dominates Edge and Jericho in this match. It is ludicrous. It's a handicap match. They should have just had him, you know, he's supposed to be an underdog wrestler. They should have just had him get killed in here. They should have just had him beaten and beaten and beaten. But Jericho and Edge don't hit any offense for the first 2 minutes of the match. When Jericho finally hits his springboard dropkick, which is a very, very nice move. It goes on. Finally, Jericho and Edge get the advantage. They dominate Jeff for a bit. Jeff comes back and just makes them both look like fools. He hits a double whisper in the wind on them, which I was, you know, really annoyed. Jeff actually hit a nice front suplex. He slightly botched it, I felt, and actually just landed Jericho in his face, which was really good. This was a good match, I thought. Well, it wasn't a good match. It was an okay match. It was okay for a handicap match. I felt it was badly booked. At the end, Jeff hits a botched twist of fate on Jericho, and Edge spears Jeff and gets the clean 3. That's the one thing I like about Jeff Hardy, that, you know, he gets a lot of clean 3 counts against him. He doesn't kick out of many people's finisher moves, which is all very good. After the match, Edge produces a ladder, beats Jeff Hardy up for a bit, sandwiches him in the ladder, then stands on top of it, triumphant. Okay match. Shame it's a handicap match. Shame it's a bit... It reminds me of Raw, and that's just never a good thing. But, you know, it was much better than Raw, of course. And all in all, a decent episode of SmackDown. Not a spectacular episode of SmackDown, but then again, I really like what they're trying to do. I think it's very good that they're trying to push these guys that, you know, that they just on Raw wouldn't get used at all. So yeah, I was happy enough to see that. And there were some good matches. And yeah, that's it. Feel free to rate this video, to comment on it, and subscribe if you wish.